Good morning, everyone. In today's episode of SoSouth Interviews, we have equally talented and beautiful Poornima Indrajith with us, an artist par excellence. Welcome, Poornima. Welcome to Into Today's SoSouth. We are so
Thank you so
happy.
much. So I'm doing really well. Thank you so much. Very excited for whatever is happening in the professional front. So I'm really enjoying this phase of my life.
I think it's this movie is coming after your movie is coming after like 3 years. Last was 20 in
That's
20
right.
Puramukam.
No, last year this time, last March 2023 March was when. Just a second. Drink something and go. So 2023 March was when Thuramukham was released.
Yeah.
So ideally, release. Yeah, if you're looking at from the release time, yes, this is a year.
Yeah. So I think for Malayalis, especially, they might be eagerly looking forward to you seeing on big screen because it's after a while. And talking about your movie, Oru Kattil, Oru Muri, one quote, one
Oru Kattil, Oru Muri. Yeah.
Muri, directed by Shanavas and written by the great Paleri sir.
That's right.
For unfamiliar, I mean, those who are not familiar with this writer, he have written iconic movies in Malayalam like Devadoodan, My Dear Kuttichathan, Vanaprastham. So if you haven't watched, please do watch it. It is like a lot I'm just mentioning. See, if you're going to mention, no, Poornima, the list will go like that.
Yes, Onnu Mudal Pooja Mere, I mean, so many.
So many. The list goes
So
on
many,
and on.
yeah.
And then coming to this movie, our movie, Oru Kattil, Oru Muri. Tell us about this movie. What is yet to unwrap?
The whole film is also very metaphorical, if I can put it that way, because if you get to, I'm sure you will get to speak to Paleri sir in the course of our interview. You need to really connect with him to understand his take on things. It's very different, it's very I keep telling him it's just not so rational. It's just, he's completely, his thought process is like that, which is very interesting, which in fact, when you look at it from a creative perspective, that's a lot of freedom that you get as in terms of a creator, where you can just be there out there in your canvas and think the way you want and put things in such a way that it comes across through that perspective. So his approach towards life, his approach towards the story has a very fairy tale-ish kind of an approach, which is very fictional, which has a magical feel about it. So that he in fact applies that to all the characters also, I feel. So coming to the specific character that I'm playing, it's called Akama. Akama in terms of sorry,
I was about to ask about your character as well, because Akama looks so interesting, so beautiful, and I just want to add one more thing. Is she really in love with only Bet?
Well, Akama, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. The Paleri sir is someone who always has looks at everything with a lot of love in terms of romance, if I can be very precise. Like he says, why can't we look at it from this aspect? Why can't we look at it that way? It's like during the shooting schedule, I was just looking at the mirror and getting my touch up done, and then he says, can I please have the mirror? And I give him the mirror, and he looks up the mirror and he looks back, but I can't see you. And I'm like, sorry. He says, I took the mirror from you because I saw your face in it, but now I can't see you. I'm like, okay, come on. So he kind of puts it, the way he generally behaves is also it's a very interesting energy. I strongly, get connected with. We all, in terms of connection, we feel there's some kind of an energy connection which immediately happens, right? His energy is so infectious. Right. And he keeps applying, he keeps, spluttering his spark everywhere in all the characters and everything. And that might be exactly why years later we still connect to all the characters that has been etched out of his pen, right? You kind of go back to whatever he's written. The small detailing of individual characters stay in your heart. That's how the character itself is so close to you. And you end up not judging that character because there are so many details that you've fallen in love with about the character. So that is very beautiful how he can apply that to all his characters. And Akama is one such character where he sparkled all his love and glitter and magic on her. And she has so much of love towards everything. She is very she walks with her heart on her sleeve. I can say that. She's a beautiful person. She's so much of romance and love and song and happiness and excitement. She's always excited about everything. You know, she lives in the moment and she's very happy about that moment, kind of a person. Which I guess also for the fact that when you just get to immediately connect with the character, but also in today's world, when you look at a person like this or if you see a character like this, you might also end up thinking, well, I don't think all's well. You know, I don't think she's, you know, sound up in her head. Something is off. Like, why is she it's like a cuckoo's flown out of her head, you know?
Exactly. That's why I
So,
was asking.
yeah, but
Is she only in love with Ben, or is there more to that character?
see, you're always in love with your memory, right? It's sometimes the furniture
Correct,
piece, or
correct.
sometimes the situation, sometimes the circumstance, sometimes the fragrance, sometimes the temperature, sometimes, you know, it's human mind is so complex in its way that we don't know where all we attach our memories with.
Correct.
And we are in love with that memory, that the memory that makes you gives you that comfort.
Right.
So I would rather say maybe she's really attached to the memory of that of her being in love or being in the euphoric state of love when she owned the bed. So maybe that.
Beautiful. Again, I think Akama as a Tamil woman, somewhere at least through the looks and everything, she somewhere resonates with the Tamil beautiful women and everything. So was it like when Shanavas came to you to describe about your character, did you had a very instant connect with the role because you have did you feel like okay, am I going to back to my roots or something like that?
That's something I always wish for, like, you know, to do something which takes me back to my roots in terms of at least the person I am. Because I think in today's mad world, we need this escape route, right? And for me, my escape route is cinema, because it will be too weird. All of a sudden, I just decide to speak only in Tamil in my real life. So I guess we are all looking for an escape route. For me, it's the cinema. And yes, the immediate connection to the character definitely was because of the language. Because one, because it's my core childhood language, so there is my comfort memory attached to it. So that is the main reason, and the second reason also being the fact that the character, the way she has embraced the language, speaks volumes about her herself. Personality, all right. So that is also another important reason. I can't give out too many details because that'll end up being spoilers. So I'm just going to touch here and there. And also, generally, as a person, I feel Tamil language it encapsulates a lot of emotion in the words. Right? The emotions have been so completely wrapped around the words. I just feel that when you use certain words, it just it's easy for us to feel the emotion in that word because maybe because the beat of the language and the music, it's quite musical in its own way, and there's so much of love in each and every.
Right. I even felt like Akama is so looking forward to learn many things. Like she loves learning also, like even language while preparing, making the bed. She's like, Adu teveya, like adoda, what is the Malayalam for need? Vishyam. So I feel like Akama is so, like even at that age, she really wants to know many things, learn many new things.
She's non-judgmental
in her own world.
Exactly. I just feel she's absolutely non-judgmental, maybe. Like she comes across as a person like that. And she's also very you find her very mysterious because physically or in terms of approach wise, you don't find any mysterious behavior of hers. But the way she is gives you, like, it's not regular. It's just, you know, very
Something that is
different
not
from.
conventional or something somewhere.
Exactly. But if you look into your life, you can actually see that if you really look into details of people that you have in your life or people you come across in your day-to-day life, if you really study them in depth, you can see that we all have some kind of eccentricities. We all express ourselves very weirdly. Our body languages are so different. Our energies are so different. And we find something funny. What we find funny, someone else finds it very, sentimental and all the stuff. So it depends on the person that you are, right? So for her, I just feel that she's up there to do everything. Exactly, going back to the first part of the conversation where I said she's very excited about everything. She rides her bike. She has a phone up here in her sari. This thing, she rides a bike with that and with her helmet all intact. But she's very careful that her flowers should not get disturbed when she puts her helmet on. Too
Very beauty
many
conscious
small
also.
details. Yeah, too many small details, and also the fact that she is a single woman in this busy city, right? So she's a single woman in the busy city, and she has a group of friends who are mostly older men, and their friendship is beautiful. They all love her, and she loves them back because of the approach towards life. They all have similar approach towards life of having just let's spread more love and be kind to each other is their love language. So that connects them immediately.
Correct. And again, I felt, Poornima, the look, especially your costumes, very much resonates your mood, your character, Akama. As in, she's very happy. She is very lively, which resonates with the color code of all of your costumes we have seen in the songs or trailer or whatever. Like, it will be like dark, bright colors. So, as an entrepreneur, as a stylist, do you had also some ideas within you when your role was discussed
It's
with
very
you?
natural, like it's very natural of us to have
Discuss.
contribute
Correct.
to what we are doing. But I would definitely not take away the credit of people who've been associated with it, because if they all have a clear vision about how Akama should look and stuff like that, it's just my contribution in terms of the color combinations and maybe a little detailing on the jewelry part of it and all the stuff. Because I am a chameleon, and I see my relatives wearing all these on a day-to-day basis, and I immediately connect myself to them. So that's how I told the makeup team that what we should have this padimala and all the stuff, and I had to take my padimala to my mom's chain to them to show them how it looks, so that we get the same thing, and all this. And I was saying that we'll have the netical pastry, because it's for even for the nose rings. There are certain detailing which certain age groups are associated with, and all this stuff.
Correct.
So all the
That
small
7-stone thing
but
and
that's
all,
not
and everything. That 7-stone, that old nose rings that they wear, and all like that kind of similar, the shades, everything. I think it was so into detailed and everything. It was so beautiful to see you also.
Yes, that's definitely not because I am someone. I mean, I'm a fashion designer or also, but it's definitely because of, I'm sure any actor, contemporary actor today, who would want to contribute more for the character to stand out like that. I mean, that process was very interesting. We wanted to decide on the cut of the blouse and all the stuff, and I was very particular that I will have only flowers, like proper. It's very difficult to find. We were shooting in Kochi, so it's very difficult to find Kanagambaram on a day-to-day basis, So, so I was very particular. No, we'll not do any. You get all these plastic cloth fiber kind of. I said, no, we won't do any of that. We'll just do proper flowers. So then that coordination had to be done, because we were shooting for a stretch of 28 days at a stretch, and we only need this much of flower. No, florist was ready to kind of give you only this much and bring it, But then all those logistics were coordinated. These are all very small details, very small details. But then it definitely
adds more to your character. Yeah.
It does. It does. It adds more to the character. And there were even discussions about her nail paint stuff and all. And I'm like, she's someone who loves to always dress up. Like you can see the way she is.
Yes.
She's a 45-year-old woman. You can see that she's still dressed up, and she's always pleated her sari, and she's wearing jewelry, and she's got powder on her face, and she has this. You can look at the face tone; it's a little yellow than the body because she applies manjal and all the stuff, you know. And then she likes to wear jhumka, which is quite a little not very common among older women. Like I'm not saying 45 is older, but for urban this thing, which is very common, but towards a traditional conventional roles that we have seen, or the conditioned faces that we have seen, we've only seen them wearing todu and not jhumkas and stuff like that. But Akama loves to dress up, and Akama keeps looking at the mirror and she keeps saying that, she likes herself. She really likes herself, you know. So, yeah, so I am sure from thinking from Akama's perspective, she would only want to wear bright colors. You know, because her momentary happiness lies in all these. She's not someone who has a family and stuff like that. And you know, so she'll definitely want to make the best out of every little moment that comes her way.
Right. Beautiful. Again, one thing that we can't, leave without discussing other songs of this movie, especially Mentally, I think has got everybody's heart, Poornima, because. And we are seeing Akama dancing, little bit dance moves we are seeing.
Here and there.
Actually dancing. Is she a dancer? So tell us more about the songs. Again, the songs are written by Paleri sir, Nenjnili, and there are many songs. And there is a beautiful rap song.
Rap song too. Yeah. So that is definitely Shahnawaz is quite musical at heart. You know, he loves music, and he was very particular that every song had to connect with that character, and that song needs to express all the emotions, or maybe the personality of the character, energy of the character of the, you know, it should translate. And we have two musicians in this project. One is Varki and one is Ankit, and they've brought in their best work on board. And the BGM, I have to definitely comment about the background score also, which is fantastic. So yes, so about the dance part of it, it was part of it. It's just about. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you say that again? It got stuck.
Yeah. So about the dance part of it, it's very. We didn't want to establish that she might be a dancer, or she is a dancer, or so she is someone who loves to celebrate. Okay, she celebrates life. So she sings and she dances, and even when she's walking, she's swaying, and you know, she's singing. And so that moment, that particular song, or the first initial part of the song that you had seen is where she is in she's in her own world, she's in her own dimension, where she's enjoying, she's celebrating herself, she's celebrating her life. And at that point of time, you really don't think whether this step and this angle is right, or whether I'm doing it right. It's just that letting your body move and flow with the energy that you're experiencing at that moment of time. And also where you feel a bit where she's so much in love that maybe she's dancing with her lover, you know,
exactly.
But you don't see the lover, and is she dancing with the lover? So it's all very abstract, and it is very abstract in her head also, you know. So it's just the correct expression of what she's feeling at that moment.
And that song also, we can say that, you know, you are seeing that, touching that tali, and then just moving your hand, and then waking up, then moving around the room. She's just celebrating. She's being in that moment and living the world without concerning him.
And today's me would just look at me. I mean, like, I would just look at it and I'd say, you know, maybe will I do something like that? In fact, to be very honest, I don't know whether I'll do something like that, but I would wish I can be in that space, you know, where I can let go of everything and forget the world, and enjoy and be myself, and own that moment, you know, just embrace the moment of myself, and be unapologetic about it. So I just feel that Akama's general existence is like that. she's very unapologetic about her life, and she's this. But then we don't understand. We don't see. Yeah, it's so beautiful, no?
Beautiful
To
and
be in that
correct.
space. But
Yes.
yes, having said that, that's exactly takes me to the first thing which I told you. That is where I was talking about the creative freedom of the writer. That
Yeah.
creative freedom of the writer, which lets you be, gives us an experience on screen. Like I can be that, and I can be that eccentric or be anything or everything unapologetically, only if I'm on screen, right? If the character is like that. So, and that's a beautiful space to be in.
Beautiful. And again, you had the complete freedom to, to be Akama, like as an apart from the director and writers Akama, and bring out your version of Akama. Was it like completely theirs or yours, or how did that Akama that we are seeing right now is portrayed?
It's a middle ground, okay? It's just
Okay.
that when we discuss about the character and we discuss about her backstory, and then when we go through it only happens eventually. It's not going to happen on day one or day two, right? So it's slowly when you completely get into the skin of the character, when you say the dialogues, and when you go back and forth in terms of the backstory of the person and the way she says it and why she says it, and these constant conversations with the writer is always something which helps me, get into the skin of the character. And I don't know, I don't think I'm that experienced enough to understand whether it's Poornima Indrajith who's doing it, or is it Akama who's doing it. I'm really not experienced to give you that to have that kind of a conversation. It scares me. But I personally feel that when I read something and I try to think of it from Akama's perspective and not from Poornima's perspective, and I try completely detach myself from, the way the character is, and try to be the character and try to express it that way. And the director and the creators of the writer is the first person to take a call on that, because it's their creation at the end of the day. And I'm completely I completely give myself to them to mold me into what they want. And in the process, whatever little bit contributions that happens. And if we want it, we take it. If we don't want it, we take. Like there have been situations where I have questioned them, like a question the maker, saying that why is she behaving like this? Like why can't she behave like that? So then he tells, like, when you're too much into it, no. So then she says, that's Poornima who's thinking. That's not, Akama would not do that. So I'm thinking about why is Akama doing like that? Why is she? So see that these kind of situations happen only when we're constantly conversing about the character, and those conversations lead to a lot of minute details, which was what you see on screen.
Again, let's wrap up with one question, Poornima. What's next on your plate? Because we always love watching you on screens, big screen especially, wherever it be. It's just you being you.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that I would not take another 1 year to see all of you on screen again. And so that is definitely there. I'm hoping that I have been reading a lot of scripts, but I just want to be that part of the film which will stay in everyone's mind. At least my character should stay in everyone's mind, right? So that is something which I'm really hoping to get in my hands. And in terms of, meanwhile, I am working on projects. I'm working on 2 OTT projects in Hindi right now. Both of them are very exciting, and I've been working on it for the past 6 months now, and it is completely different from what I might wish for to be doing in Malayalam cinema. Just completely, I mean, at least for time being, it's something very different. Because from different languages, different regions, and also different platforms.
Yeah, fine. That's internet.
because for different, when you work on different platforms and different environments, the approach is also so different, right? So their take on characters and their take on me to be in certain characters is also different. Here in Malayalam, somewhere they'll be like, okay, we might place Poornima here, we can place Poornima there, but not that, because that's an image that is being tagged along with you. But for people who don't know me, that it helps me a lot because they don't have an image attached to me. So that is what is very exciting. So I got to play something which is very different and that's very challenging and something which I'm looking forward to. And also the fact that in today's cinema, today's digital world, to be part of such a beautiful projects that's been churned, it's I think that's a great opportunity that we've all been getting, and I'm so glad and so grateful that I'm also a part of this space.
Yeah, so nice, Pura. So you want to say anything to your audience before the release of the movie?
Okay. So
it's just your kind of audience, that's it.
First of all, thank you so much. I mean, it's really a big step for me in terms of coming back on screen. And I still feel, I mean, I understand that people look at me as you've been always around. What are you saying? That's true. But you need a lot of confidence, and confidence comes only when you do it on a day-to-day basis, when you work on a day-to-day basis, and when you get appreciated for your work on a day-to-day basis. And so for that, I think that momentum needs to be there always.
Right.
So for me, I'm just trying. I'm in the process of creating that momentum for myself back again, and I'm really happy that even though few, I am so proud to speak about the characters that I have been part of or that I got to play, and that I do understand that even people who have the momentum in the industry right now, it is very difficult for them to be very proud of every single character that they get to get. Not everybody gets to do that. So I'm very grateful for all the offers that come my way. But for speaking about it collectively, all this will only, it will be beautiful to see all this journey manifest for all of us, not just for me, but for women of my age to see them come back to screen and achieve what they want to achieve. I feel that achievement will be a collective achievement. And for that, I guess the audience stand as a first contributing factor for them to go to the screen and watch the film and regardless of the factor whether they like it or not, to be a part of this change helps us a lot. And I think that collectively will make a huge difference for small cinemas to be happening very often. And also for the fact that today, if you look at the series of movies, all the movies in different genres have been doing really well, regardless of the factor whether it's coming from all new time makers or trendsetters or whatever. It's doing really well. That is the most promising thing for people like us. Correct, and that's again we need to give it to the audience for being so accepting of all kinds of films. We are going through that beautiful phase where the audience are ready to put themselves out there in the theater and watch it and accept it and celebrate it. And I just feel that this phase is so promising for all the people involved in the industry, and that's exactly why more and more new characters and new films and small films are coming forward with so much of hope. And once you give them that success, that brings in a lot of confidence collectively. And I really want all of you to help, or the industry as such. Because when I'm working with other industries, right, they all talk. I mean, it's so you hold so much of pride in yourself being a part of this Malayalam industry, because they look at us in so much of awe, and they're like, "How do you guys do it? Like, how on earth do you do it? How is it that every Friday
everybody is asking that, like, how can you guys do this, man? Like, every movie, every genre, everything is like so spectacular, so marvelous that we can't miss out watching these movies. Every movies, and I think we should take loans. People are telling weekly, every new movies are releasing, and we can't miss out anything. So
That's right. That's right. And also, when people who are serious film goers, they also look into the details of it. Where I said earlier, it's not just small cinema. It's not just people who have superstars that's doing well. It's newcomers who are doing well. So that speaks volumes about the industry and the people who support the industry. And I'm hoping that this film, the small film, will also get all the support. And yes, it'll stay in your heart. It is definitely not going to give you an adrenaline rush. I'm not going to promise you all that because of all these back-to-back super adrenaline rush films that you've been a part of, you've been watching. Please go with zero expectations, and please, be there to watch whatever is there, and without judging anything. I'm sure you'll be able to embrace the energy and embrace that love that we are trying to spread through the screen.
Let me, Poornima. And let me, to our dear audience, let me add one more thing. I think Poornima, while choosing her characters, like all throughout her, like her movie journey, I think I personally felt she has been so particular in selecting her roles that she had made sure that my role has to stay in everybody's heart in a good way, in a happy way, and it's very visible also in all your characters, right from 2001 doing Randam Bhavam, or before your marriage life and everything, and coming back, you have made sure that all your characters stay in everybody's heart, and especially Thuramukham's Umma as one such character. So that is there, and writer Paleri sir, Reknath Paleri sir, it's an iconic writer, as I've already mentioned. So this movie, Oru Kattil, Oru movie, I think it's a combination of these marvelous people, this marvelous artist. So I also personally want to tell everybody that please don't miss out watching this on big screen itself, because hearing a lot about this movie in and around from our movie industry friends and everything. So I'm also personally eagerly looking forward to it, Poornima. Wishing you and the whole team very best. Let's meet soon after the release of the movie, hopefully.
Thank you.